So, today is the 11th of January, and it turns out that today is National Hot Toddy Day. Who knew you needed a day to celebrate a warming winter alcoholic drink, but apparently you do. So, I'm going to make the variant that I learned when I went to university. And I went to university to read English at the University of Ulster at Coleraine in Northern Ireland. And I still remember flying out there on that first day back in 1985, and I landed in Belfast Airport, and it was the first time I'd seen men with guns wandering around. They were soldiers because of the terrorist threat. So already I knew I might be ostensibly in the United Kingdom, but I was in a very foreign feeling country. I did in fact wind up having the most terrific time there. The people are amazing in Northern Ireland. The landscape is beautiful. I made some great friends there, and I really did have good crack there. It was an amazing place. But on that first day there, I was a little bit traumatized. So I got to the train station, Antrim train station, and I thought, well, I need a newspaper for the train ride. I went into a newsagent and asked for a copy of the Guardian, and I wound up buying a copy of the Antrim Guardian, and I just didn't have the courage to say, no, I meant the London or Manchester Guardian. I didn't really know where I was. I was on the train and I didn't change at Coleraine, so I wound up in Londonderry, whatever you want to call it, and eventually got to Portrush, and the next 3 years were terrific. But I will say, weather is not Northern Ireland's strong point. It's miserable, especially if not in the summertime. Cold, driving rain the whole time. It doesn't usually snow because of the Gulf Stream, but the rain always seemed to be sleeting into your face, whether it was when you're on the road hitching from Portstewart to campus, or taking the train, at the end of which there was a long, icy, freezing rain walk up to campus. It was always there. And so, you know, a common pastime there, and as I think with many students, is you hang out with your friends in the pub, and we used to go to the pub, we used to go to the Harbour Bar, we used to go to Paul's, we used to go to the Derry, we used to go to many places, and you wouldn't always want a pint of Guinness, a cold Guinness and a pickled egg in the Harbour Bar, or a pint of Harp, or Bass, or whatever you're drinking, because it was so cold and miserable. So what you would often have is a hot toddy, but it wasn't just called a hot toddy there. The name for this drink in Northern Ireland is a hot bush. And before you start sniggering, that is because it is named after Bushmills whiskey. I believe it's maybe the oldest licensed distillery in the United Kingdom, 1608. And typically you'd have the white label Bushmills. If you're feeling fancy, you'd have Black Bush. But today I'm actually going to go for Red Bush, because that's the version of Bushmills that I have here. And it is, in common with many of the drinks I make, remarkably easy to make. This is even easier than most, and it is highly rewarding. In the bottom of your vessel, drinking vessel, use any kind of cup, glass you want, as long as it's not going to break or crack when you pour boiling or close to boiling water in there. You put some amount of sugar, you know, I put usually just over a teaspoon, yeah, whatever you want. If it's sweeter, it's softer in your throat. And apparently this cures everything, not just feeling cold, but if you have a cold, hot bush is always the answer. Something ails you, something troubles you, you're feeling confused, dazed, or just miserable, the hot bush, that'll always sort it out. Anyway, we put in some hot water on top of that sugar now. We want it to melt, and I just boiled this a moment ago. Just going to stir that in so the sugar all dissolves. Then we're going to add our red bush into the top. How much? Well, put in how much you want. If you want it stronger, put in more. If you want it less strong, put in less. I'm just going to put a healthy slug in like so. And then the thing that differentiates it, to me anyway, that really makes it a kind of a proper cocktail for the winter. I'm going to slice some lemon and take some cloves. And I'm just going to take a few of those and kind of puncture the lemon into the segments with the clove, like so. You could probably make a sort of smiley face out. It's sort of a weird one with, you know, cloves sticking in it, but, you know, whatever takes your fancy. You just put that in like so, and we see what we've got. Oh, that's hot. Hot, and I feel better already. Cheers.